2018, my wife and I sold our house, and my wife was like, I've always wanted to live in Paris. And I'm like, if not now, then when? So we moved to Paris. The thing that we immediately saw was like, oh wow, there's an opportunity to actually create a YouTube channel in Paris. I had and I still have a YouTube channel with 35,000 subscribers that is marketing based and everything. But I'm like, there's an opportunity to do something in Paris, because I thought that the targeting an American audience was really, I just didn't like what was done. I either didn't agree with it, or I just didn't like how it was done. So we started to do it with my wife. So, well, let's build a channel. And we just got our first 1 million views on March 2nd. Yeah, thank you. And 20,000 subscribers, and we did that in 6 months. And I think we'll be 100,000 subscribers this year. So picture this, about 8 years ago, I'm in the family minivan, and the clock is off by an hour. And I don't know how it is in your car, but at least in my car, you need to have an engineering degree to change the clock. You need to know how to touch 3 buttons and things, and it was just really frustrating. So I get the manual, I learn how to do it, and then I film myself doing it with my phone like this, no microphone. Okay, here's how you change the clock, and I'm doing this for me, so I can remember how to do it 6 months later, right? So then I have this, and then I upload it to my personal YouTube channel, and I'm like forgetting about it. And then I come back 6 months later. What happened there? So that's 8 years ago. Like I didn't, I was just I didn't know much about YouTube and everything. And I'm like, what the heck happened? Because at the time I had few videos, some of them like 34 views, 17 views, like, family, close people. They're like, okay, we watched it, right? But I'm like, what the heck happened here? What happened? I had to know. I had to know what happened when I created a shitty 31-second video without a microphone that actually literally exploded with 100,000 views and tons of comments, by the way. Tons of comments of people saying, oh my God, thank you, and everything. I'm like, I needed to know what happened that worked, right? And I've been on the quest, and that was basically my introduction to YouTube, right? So my question was, what triggered the algorithm? What happened there that worked? And when I did it on purpose, it didn't work. And when I did it by accident, it worked. I had to figure this out. Since then, I've created over 350 videos. I got over 5 million views in a couple of channels. So I figured out a whole bunch of stuff, which is what I'm going to share with you today. Okay, it's just all this stuff. If you want to be successful on YouTube, those are not tricks and tactics, but really the foundation of being successful on YouTube. This is my playbook. Right? Whatever I'm telling you here, this is what we do. The common misconception about YouTube, it's about a very large audience. And that is the biggest misconception, is that you have to appeal to the world. It's about all of them, like 2.5 billion users. And that is the biggest mistake, because what you need to know is you need to be focused on a very specific target audience. You need to understand your audience. What we spent with my wife, Colleen, 4 months studying the American audience for France and Paris. 4 months. I just figuring out, why is it that they would watch our videos? That's the amount of work. If you want 1 million views in 6 months and 20,000 subscribers, and once you have the answer to that, then that is your key to getting videos that are basically going to get 10,000 views in 24 hours, which is our last video got over 10,000 views in 24 hours. And then I'll tell you what we figured out, right? It's actually, at the beginning we were like, okay, we're going to do food, culture, history, we're going to show you Paris. So here are the 3 things that Americans want to know when they go to France and Paris. 3 things. Where to stay, where to eat, what to see. Full stop. That's it. That's all. And we figured out, like at 4 months, we figured this out. And what we know now is what to eat is by far the biggest winner. If we tell you where to eat, where to get the thing, where to eat the chocolate, where to eat the little sandwiches, where are the restaurants and everything, you will eat that all day long. And we'll show you how it is, and we eat the food. Look at that, yummy. And could not get enough of that. And when we do what to see, it works, but we actually have to give a list of 5 or 10. That works, right? So the reason why we actually do that is because we spend an enormous amount of time trying to figure out the audience. So it's not about the big crowd, but it's trying to figure this out. So that is your audience. For us, the audience was Americans. And we also knew that people, our age group, were going to relate to us. We're not going to be a channel for millennials. We're not about the, look at me, I'm in front of the Eiffel Tower. We were not there. That's not us, right? This is the 10 best baguettes in Paris. Let's go, right? And we walk. And then this boulangerie is right there next to the Eiffel Tower. This is the metro station. This is how much it costs and everything. So we're very keenly tuned to our audience. And if you want to win on YouTube, the first question you need to know is, who is my audience? Right? And what is it that they want from me? Right? It could be that. It could be a young couple, it could be a young family, or it could be retirees. But you need to figure this out, right? Because they have different needs. So understanding the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm. How it works, the algorithm of YouTube, it is trying to predict what you will enjoy. This is why when you're going on your YouTube feed, you will see more content based on what you watched in the past. You've noticed that? You go and you watch that, and now you get more of that. Why is it doing that? Because it knows you enjoy that. If you spend 10 seconds on the video, you just told it, I don't like that. But if you watch the entire video, it says, ow, I figured you out. You like that. I'm going to give you more of that, right? And it wants to keep you on the platform longer. That's all the YouTube algorithm does. It wants to give you what you like, and it wants to keep you on the platform longer. It doesn't want you to go on Facebook. It doesn't want you to go on Instagram. It doesn't want you to go on TikTok. It wants you to stay here. So why will it give you shitty content? It's not. It's only going to give you what you like. So it's just reading you. So this is why, if you want to succeed, you have to figure out, for us, what do Americans want to know about going to Paris? It's just understanding that. What do buyers and sellers want to know about real estate investment, real estate property in this area? You need to figure this out. Because once you figure this out, it's like subscribers will flood to you. You won't even try it. It's not, because people will say, what kind of equipment do I need to have? How long do my videos? None of that matters. Figure them out. Once you figure them out, it's like printing your own money. They will come to you because you actually are answering their needs. So the first principle is you need to identify your audience, right? And you need to understand your audience, right? So these people, like really keenly, and I'm spending time because this is really the key to YouTube. Once you figure out why they are going to watch your videos, then it's a piece of cake after that. So the question is, what do they want? What do they want? What do people relating to real estate in the Naples area want? That is your question. You need to figure out an answer. By the way, you may get the wrong answer multiple times. It's an assumption. You need to come to assumptions. Well, what do they want is they want to find out where are the best opportunities. Okay, let's prove or disprove that. Create a video about the best opportunities. 5 best opportunities. See how that worked. Well, no, that didn't work out. So I guess that's not it. Do you know what I mean? You have to figure out, because once you figure it out, then it's great. What do they want and what do they like? What do they want and what do they like? So one of the things for what do they like, I'm going to get granular for you because actually you can figure this out. What do they like very easily, right? This is Malcolm Lawson. We saw him earlier, right? That's his channel. So if I want to know what do people want and what do people like related to real estate investment, here is how you do it. It's very granular here, right? I go into video, I go on this channel and I go into videos tab. You see you have home, videos, playlist, community. I go in videos. And then what I do next is I'm going to sort the video by the most popular. right? So you go into Videos tab and then you sort the video by most popular video. And this is what I get. Those are the most popular videos on his channel. But here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for most popular recently. Yeah, this is because what happened 3, 4, 5, 7 years ago is not relevant. This video is his most popular one, 10 hacks to pay your mortgage early. That's a year ago. That's what people were thinking a year ago. What they're thinking now 10 months ago, 9 months ago, is that. What is the assumption that we're making here immediately? Look at his facial expression.
Worried.
Yeah, worried. And what is it about?
Market.
Yeah, the market's going to crash. Huh. We already have the answer to one question. What do people want? They want to know about that. They're worried about it. I've already got an answer for you. Right? You do that with 10 or 12 real estate channels, and you will have a lot of answers already. Because it's going to tell you right there, all you need to do is sort it because that's the truth. I'm not making this up. I don't know. What is it that they want? What is it that they like? This. Why? Because it's popular. Full stop. It's just that easy. It's right there. It tells us it has to be in month, not in years, and it has to be like what's popular on this channel. So obviously, he has 22,000, so he has a little bit of track. If you have a channel that's too small, you want to make sure that the channel is big enough. Go on Tim Ferriss. Go on his channel, sorted by most popular, look at that, the videos. And sometimes what you'll find out, so one of the things that you'll know, how do I know if a channel is still relevant? If they're still relevant, they have recent videos that are popular. If they're not, then I'll have to go down to 20th video or 30th video. Do you know what I'm saying? They actually are coasting on their prior successes.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? They were popular 4 years ago, and now they think that they're still popular, but they're not. And I know that. Is Malcolm popular? Yeah. His 4th and 5th video are most popular since he's created his channel. This guy is relevant. Right now he's relevant. In the comments. This is what Colleen and I did. Read the comments. Because people will tell you everything. Read the comments. Yeah, it's boring. But I would go on those channels. The first thing I would do, go on those channels, identify what is it that they want right now. You have this answer, then you read the comments and you make notes. And out of those notes from what they're saying, you're going to start to make some assumption. Because it's going to be like, oh. Do you know what I mean? Like the reason we created all those videos in Paris and they were successful is just simply because we listened. We looked at the comments, what people were saying. They're saying, oh my God, when I go to Paris, I love chocolate. And guess what video we're going to do? Chocolate video. We have one coming out on Saturday about cheeses because we saw a lot of people, oh my God, I go to Paris, I love the cheese. I'm like, okay, let's do 10 best cheese to eat when you're in France. It's just like that. We're not making anything up. There's none of our decisions that is based on what we think. And that was the biggest battle because my brother is with him. He says, well, we should do this and we should do that. I'm like, I don't care your opinion. I could not care less what you think. What I care about is I care about them. What is it that they're saying is important to them? Okay? Because you have two choices. You're either going to make a channel for you or you're going to make a channel for them. And if you do a channel for you, it's not going to work. All right, second thing is about doing content research. So we're getting, again, very granular here, and I'll give you a couple of tips. There is a tool called SEM Rush. It's $100 a month. So I don't recommend you buy it, but I just want to show you because I think it illustrates that. But see, if you know someone that's in SEO, they may have the tool and you can download a report that would be a gold mine for you. But what this tool does is you can put a keyword and it will tell you all the questions that people are asking on the internet right now. Let me say that again because I think it's mildly important. You can put in a keyword and it will tell you all the questions that people are asking relating to that keyword. In that case is sell a house. What is the first question? How to sell a house by owner. Guess what my first video would be? How to sell a house by owner. A real estate agent tells you how to sell a house. Why? Because this is what they want. And I would make it sound like a nightmare. Yeah, I would say, this is how you do it. I wouldn't recommend it, but here is how you do it. Second question, how much does it cost to sell a house? Isn't that interesting? Some of you may not believe me that cost related to real estate earlier when I said cost. Yeah, you think it's telephone or VCR or buying a car. No. Second question, sell a house. How much does it cost to sell a house? Isn't that interesting? How much does it cost to sell a house in Marco Island? How much does it cost to sell a family home in Naples, in the Naples area? That's what they want to know. It's just actually creating content is one of the easiest things. You just got to listen and pay attention, and it's right there. This is buy a house. How to buy a house. What credit score is needed to buy a house? What is a good credit score to buy a house? How to buy a house with bad credit. How long does it take to buy a house? Basic questions. It's right there. Yes, sir.
Is this globally or local?
This is a United States. You can actually narrow it down to a geographical area, but that's the United States. So all those questions you need to add in Naples, in Marco Island. Actually, that works for a blog, that works for LinkedIn, that works for Facebook, that works for YouTube. This is it. This is the goal. This is the stuff. So if you don't want to spend $100 a month, you can use this tool, which goes for the whopping price of free, which is called answerthepublic.com. Now you have 3 searches per day, and then it asks you to upgrade, but just reset, wait another day, and then do it. But basically, it does the same thing, right? So that's buying home. This is buying home. Are, can, how, what, when, where. Can buying a home help with taxes? Does anyone has the answer to that question in here? Yeah, I think all of you. All of you have the answer to that question. That's what they want to know. Your job is to answer that. Because there's not one question is, what is your rating as a real estate agent in this region? They don't care. What they want to know is that stuff. And it's very basic, but that's what they want to know. You want to stand out? Answer this question. That's actually like 20 videos, 20 posts. So I saw this one. How does buying home affect taxes? So I know enough English that's not English, by the way. But people don't speak English on the internet because it's the internet. But I picked up that question. What do I do with that question? I take it and I put it on YouTube. And then I search for that. That is the question they're asking. That's the YouTube results. How many videos is answering the question? The answer is none. It's giving you close enough. So think about it for a second. Those search engine tools is telling you those are the questions that people are asking, and yet there is no videos answering that question. If you create that video, what do you think is going to happen? Ding, 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 ding. No more colors. We have a winner. You should be like that right now. I hope you're like that, because it's like, yeah, this is it. You want to be successful with content? We're telling you create content on LinkedIn, and you're like, oh God, please don't tell me another marketing schmuck telling me like, you got to create content. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you have to create content. You got to create valuable content. But this is it. This is the valuable content you need to create. You need to actually answer the questions. And you now have tools actually telling you exactly what they want to know. All you have to do is add in Naples, in Marco Island, or in that community at the end, and then create that content. And that video will go. The reason why that video, the Dodge minivan, worked is because there were a ton of people that wanted to know how to change the clock in my Dodge minivan. That was it. That was the ding ding, because people were searching for that. They couldn't care less about the other stuff that I was talking about. So when you see, for example, if you see a video, like if you take a question and there are already videos answering that question, which is going to be the case in many instances, you want to look at what's missing. Like, what is it that they're saying? I listened to the video, I watched some videos or videos that I wanted to create. So if I want to create a video on cheese or chocolate, I will watch other videos and I'm looking, okay, what's missing and what they're saying. Sometimes I'm screaming at the screen. I'm like, no! What the hell are you talking about? Right? So I'm like, that's great because it's an opportunity for me. I'm going to do it differently. Right? I'm going to talk about that differently. And this could be the same case with you. You're like, how is this schmuck successful on YouTube? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, then create a video. And can I make something better? Right? Those are the two things when you're seeing the results. There's a tool that's called Google Trends. You know Google Trends. But what I do in Google Trends is I use it to actually look for trends. So this is how I was actually looking at. I actually know that Americans are actually looking at Barcelona more than they're looking at Paris. And the way actually I know that is because I did Google Trend. Right? I said visit Paris versus visit Barcelona, flights to Barcelona versus flights to Paris, cheap flights to Paris versus cheap flights to Barcelona, and every time Barcelona was above that. Right? I was looking at, what are Americans actually going in Europe at all? Actually what we know they are is in the wait and see. Right? Because we're paying attention to that. But a lot of people are saying, well, let's go to Barcelona because it seems farther. Right? The most visited city is actually Paris, then London, then Barcelona, then Rome, whatever, the list goes on. Actually, even Berlin. Berlin is not even on the radar now. Like, nobody wants to go to Berlin, not even close. I don't even want to look at that. But this is how you find it out, right? So this is buying a house versus selling a house. But that's the United States. And I was an event, I didn't have time to recreate that, but that was Michigan. That was Michigan a month ago. Where do you think the trend is going? Do you think people want a buying house content or selling house content? Buying. The blue line, maybe you got the lines confused. Blue line, they want blue. They want buying a house. Right? So right now, what I would be if I was in Michigan, so you got to do that for Naples, what kind of content do people want to know? Do they want to buy? Is it a buying house market? Or in terms of question, in terms of traffic? I don't care about your opinions or experts' opinion. I want you to look at Google Trend. That will tell you. Right? That will tell you the truth. There's no lying here. This is search content. This is what people are looking for. People want to know how to buy a house. I would create content right there because that will give me exposure, which, by the way, will flip. It will flip in 6 months, 18 months, 24 months. It will flip, but you got to pay attention. So you got to create it. Again, it's paying attention to them. Create your content based on actual data. Number 3, the traffic source, where your traffic is coming from. Your traffic is coming from, once you're inside of the YouTube platform, it comes from 4 different areas. Browse, which is your home feed when you land on YouTube and you're scrolling, that's browse. Then there is suggested. Suggested is the video that they suggest after you watch the video. Then there is search, people searching for something. And then there is external, right? What we actually find out, that's the reality of the traffic source, which actually is looking like that. Browse and suggested makes out 75% of all the traffic on YouTube. I thought search was a much bigger factor, but it's actually browse and suggested. Search is only in second position. You still want to win there, but browse is how people are actually going into and looking at the feed. So what you want to do is you want to be suggested after these guys. Right, so you got to find a way, like what kind of content these guys are creating on their platform, what is popular right now, and create an alternative to what they're saying. Because these guys are popular. You're not going to beat them now. Right? One has 25,000 subscribers, another one has got over 100,000 subscribers, so you're not going to win, but you want to be suggested after them. That's an easy, this is how we actually launched the video. We saw a guy that did a street food in Paris. I don't remember, it was 11, and then he was eating a French baguette with some ham, and I'm like, okay, let's create our version of that. And we and we caught the wind behind him, and we got 275,000 views on that video. Just because we're just you know what I mean? We're just looking at that. And it's not copying what he's doing, but it's just like, it's kind of like, oh, okay, got it. So we're going to do our version of that, our own version. And it will be suggested after that. Does that make sense?
What are those other two? I saw Malcolm Lawson. Who are the other two realtors up in there?
Shit, their name is escaping me. Carlos something on the bottom right. For her at the top, look for tiny homes. She did a video that went viral with tiny homes. Tiny homes, and she's probably will be there. And her name is completely escaping me. She wouldn't forgive me. And I chat with her, like, but it's on Discord, so I don't look at the name. It's acronyms and stuff. But she's doing very, very well. And the reason why she did tiny homes is why? Does she sell tiny homes? No. It's because that's what people were looking for in real estate at the time. Her video got over 1 million views. I think it's 1.5 million views. Yeah, people wanted to know about tiny homes. Yeah, she created a video about it. You want to know about tiny homes? I'll tell you about tiny homes. It doesn't matter whether she's going to sell that or not. Just now she's got a channel that's got, tens of thousands of subscribers. Now, of course, you don't want to do something you don't know anything about. It's not even remotely related to what you do, right? I'm not going to create videos about, it's not a historical channel about France. That's not what we want to do. You know what I mean? Yes, ma'am.
Christina Smallhorn.
Yes, thank you. Smallhorn. Christina Smallhorn. And we tease her about her name when she comes in. Smallhorn. She loves it. Oh yeah, she's fun. She said, please do it again. I love it. No, not really. But she's great. She's really a ball of fun. Malcolm Lawson and Carlos. I want to say Carlos Mancina, but that's not it. Carlos something. It might not be Carlos. He looks like a Carlos. And that's completely stereotyping. It's not right, but you can call me Pepe Le Pew. I don't care. All right, suggested videos in your channel should be above 50%. Right, the vast majority of your browse and suggested should be above 50%. This is if you look at the data in your channel and your content is not suggested and browse combined over 50%, then that means that YouTube doesn't like you. If you want to know if YouTube likes you as your content, these two combined should be over 50%. Because what does it mean? It means that YouTube is promoting you. YouTube is saying, oh, your people like your video. So the more popular your videos are, the more they promote you. And how do you get popular videos? Figure out what they like and what they want. Then you do that and YouTube say, hey, I want to keep people on the platform longer. So they like that, I'm going to give them that. It's just that easy. There's no tricks, none of the tricks. By the way, the vast majority of people that teach stuff on YouTube are full of merde. That's shit in French. They don't know what they're talking about. They're telling you tips and tricks, and none of that is relevant. What's relevant is understanding your audience. Once you figure out what they want and what they like, it's like easy. All right, you want that over 50%. So how do you do that? How do you get a video to be over 50%? You do a decent video with good content. Did I say an amazing video? Nope. Did I say it has to be extraordinary? Movie quality? No, it's decent. You on your mobile phone like this with a microphone is good. All of you, if you have a video, which you all do on your phone, you're good to go. All you need is a microphone, and you're good to go. There's no, the 275,000 view was shot on this phone. It's a shitty 3-year-old Samsung phone. Yeah, I haven't worked in the last 2 years, with COVID and everything. I said, I need a new phone. She's like, yeah, go to Naples and work, will you? But it works. Would I prefer to have the iPhone 13? Yeah. I would. I looked at his in the back with envy. And if he doesn't watch out, I may snatch his. No, I'm kidding. But I do. But there's nothing wrong with this. 275,000 views. And the iPhone 13 would not have given me more views. Do you know what I mean? May look better. The image will be a little bit more stable, will be more crisp, more focused and everything. But I don't think it would give me more views. Do you get that? I've had a discussion in my team. They were talking about the quality of the cameras. And I'm like, the quality of the cameras is not our problem. It's not. It really isn't. It's not. You don't have an equipment problem. You don't have a knowledge problem. Yeah. You have getting an action problem and understanding what to do. So you've just learned that. And then once you overcome these two, you're good. You need to have a smart title, curiosity factor. So the curiosity factor is, 5 ways to. It's just stuff like, oh, okay, I want to know about that. Or I went there, here's what happened. Things like that. You need to have a kick-ass thumbnail. The thumbnail is so important. Oh my God. In order to get views, people have to click on something. Let me say that again. In order to get people to view your video, they have to click on it. And what they click on is a thumbnail. That's it. Shitty thumbnail, no views. You need to have an amazing thumbnail and a good description and tags. So this is the tag that I see. Like people say Gary V or hashtag realtor or hashtag Team Ferris, like nonsense hashtag. You want hashtags that are descriptive. How long buying a house process? Does that remind you of something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the top questions that people are asking. That's my hashtag now. Isn't that interesting? How long to buy a house? Does that remind you of something? Buying house timeline. Yeah, I'm looking at the questions and I'm creating hashtags that are related to that because I know that that's what they're looking for. This is how I win. Number 4, how to retain your audience. Your audience retention should be above 50%. If your retention is below 50%, you can look at your own videos. Usually people have a retention problem, which means that you have learned, you've done the effort of creating a video, but people are not staying. They're not sticking around. They're just going on and looking at you like they're getting bored. Usually you see a huge drop off. You're losing, an enormous amount of people within the first 30 seconds, which is usually because you say, hi, this is Antoine, and I'm happy to be here. And today I'm going to talk to you about, you cut all that. Nobody cares. Today, I'm going to tell you 3 things on how to buy a house. Today, I'm going to tell you how long it takes to buy a house in Naples. Let's go. Number 1. That's it. All the rest, the fluff and everything, they don't care. So your audience retention needs to be above 50%. You look at your own videos, if it's below 50%, this is the problem. This is why YouTube is not promoting you. This is why your videos are not taking off. It's because YouTube is paying attention to that. It's paying attention to the retention in a big way. So if your retention sucks, they're not going to promote you. If they don't promote you, people are not going to get your videos and your video is going to die. This is an average retention that was done based on, I think it was millions of videos. What is the average retention per video length? That is, you want to take that with a grain of salt because this is not your industry, this is not your area, but actually you can measure yourself against other people. So if on average a 20-minute video will get a 33% retention. So if you create, for example, a 5-minute video and then you know that the average across the entire platform is 47%, you want to be above that. If your video is 40%, then you're below average and your video will tank, which means that you have just learned what doesn't work and fix it. Just you have to analyze your own videos. Because again, you probably will suck at it. Why wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? My first videos sucked. A whole bunch of them. But every time you learn, you're like, okay, what did I do right? You know, like, am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Is not enough light? But am I like different subject? Like, you know, like get my pace going. Like one of the things that I've learned was the intros, and we're going to talk about that. Like how to get to the point to get people, you know, to stay with you. So this is how it looks like. You can actually look at it, right? The audience retention with your video, so you can literally see where people are dropping off. YouTube will show you that. So sometimes you'll see something and you're like, oh my God, like there was a cliff there. Like people just dropped out. And then you can look at that. What am I doing? What am I saying? You need to analyze that. You need to analyze that to say, oh, this is the part where I'm like, I'm back and I'm walking away and it's too long and everything. So he says, okay, I got to cut that. Like I need to not do that. Like you're going up the stairs and people are like, I don't care, you going up the stairs. And then they're gone, right? The average number of views is also very important, right? The average number of views will tell you how the audience actually like you. They're going to watch another video of you. They don't just watch one, but then they're going to watch a second one. Which is, by the way, why our channel is so successful in France, because we're getting a lot of people, because they're going to Paris and because they're trying to find out where to stay, where to eat, and what to see, and all our videos about that, then they're binge watching our content. Do you follow what I'm saying? Because we actually are answering all their questions. And then YouTube sees that and says, oh my God, people like binge watch your content, so I'm going to show it to even more people. Why? Because people want you to stay on the platform. It's not because we're brilliant at video marketing, because we're not. We're really not. Like, I have a culinary background. It's not my world. Editing video, shooting video, when we started, we didn't know what we didn't know. Like literally, like I had never shot videos in a city. I shot videos for 3 years in a studio, sitting behind a desk with lights there, and I was comfortable sitting and there. And now I'm like in Paris, and I'm like, oh God, there are people, and people are watching me, and then people stop. You're shooting something, and they stop, and they look at you, and I'm like, what are you looking at? Like, huh?
They think you're famous.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they think you're, I don't know. But it's just, weird and odd like that. All right. Next, you want that to be above 2 videos average per person. So how do you do that? Well, again, to have more retention, you need to have a decent video with good content. You need to have an energetic pace with what's next. You need to keep the pace. Take the humps out, like keep going. We're not patient. We're not patient at all. At all. People will not if it's like, you're sleeping at the wheel, that's just not interesting. All right, number 5, impressions versus click-through rate, CTR. You'll have a thing that will tell you the impressions. The impressions is the number of time YouTube is promoting you, and it goes against the click-through rate, which is the number of time. Like YouTube is going to show your video to 1,000 people, and then you have a 5% click-through rate, so only 5% of people clicked on it, right? That is actually the effectiveness of your thumbnail. So how do you do that? How do you increase your impressions and your click-through rate? Well, to have more impressions, which is to have YouTube promoting you, which is what you want. Impressions is YouTube promoting you. You want to increase your retention. And you want to have a more average number of views. All right, better click-through rate. You need to have an awesome thumbnail and a smart title. The goal for the click-through rate for your CTR should be between 5 to 8%. If it's 2 to 3, it's bad. If it's 3 to 5, is okay. But 5 to 8 is really the minimum bar. This is where I want to be. 5% click-through rate. So if you look at your click-through rate, the effectiveness of your thumbnail, and if you're getting a 2% click-through rate, think about it. If all you did was improve your thumbnail, then you would just have more clicks on it. A lot of time there is a good video, but it tanks because it's got really a crappy thumbnail. So let me show you a case study. This was a thumbnail, which I didn't think was that bad, but it wasn't performing. It was not performing great, right? So I was looking at it and says, what can I do? So this is what I did, right? I made her forefront. Why? Because I'm sexist and I think she looks much better than me and I'm using the female power to get more clicks. But she's a good-looking young lady. I interviewed her and I put her in the forefront. I says at least she has a visual appeal that is great. So I put her in the forefront. And then I put the text in blocks, and then I put a little bit of icons, and that gave me a 157% increase in impressions in 30 days. That's the power of a good thumbnail, right? Just changing it. This how it was, how to plan for a website. You know, the same format. It was not performing well. And how I got 188% increase in click-through rate, I did that. Right, what I've done is I brought myself. The thing that you want to think about is that oftentimes people, like it's really the face. Because a thumbnail is actually the size of a thumb. Right, so if think about like how I appear, over there is the size of a thumb. You can barely see me, but here you can connect, and we connect with people. We connect with eyes, we connect with smile, they're going to connect with you. Right, so if you have a thumbnail, you know, and you're showing a thing, it could be you, like, you know, like, look at this, like, with a big smile. Like, people are going to connect with it. They're going to be like, oh, that looks interesting. Okay? If you don't know how to make thumbnails, you go to Fiverr. You get all these vendors that will do thumbnails for you starting at $5. So if you don't know how to do a thumbnail, there's no excuse. There's tons of people that will do it for you. Again, the Philippines, a lot of good stuff out of the Philippines. Bulgaria, I had a guy that was doing in Bulgaria that was actually doing some good work. So you just got to try. I mean, they're, you know, Fiverr is $5, and so you get what you pay for. Sometimes they're not great, but you got to dig it until you find someone that's good, and they're going to do it for you. All right, number 6, preparation and scripting. We're in the last stretch here. I use the pop method. This is why people bail on your videos, is because you don't hook your audience right off the bat. So how I use that, the POP method stands for problem, outcome, promise. That's actually with all the videos that we do right now in Paris. It's always, the question is, what is the problem, the challenge, the issue that they have, right? I don't remember what was the last one, but it was like, there's boulangeries everywhere in Paris, and you don't know which one to pick. Boom, we just set the problems, and people are like, yeah, actually I do. They're everywhere, right? So, you know, so a problem could be there's not enough listings, you know, and you want the perfect house for your family. That's the desired outcome, right? I don't know if you noticed, but there's not enough listings. Houses go, you know, go off the market really quickly. And I know that you want the perfect house for your family. So in this video, I'm going to tell you 5 ways to buy the best house for you. Let's go. That's how you do an intro.
Do you mention your name at all?
Nope.
Okay.
Which should be in your channel anyway, and nobody cares. They care if you're Oprah. But yeah, but it's like people says, hi, I'm Antoine Dupont. I'm like, yeah, that's the name of your channel. And I'm going to talk to you about, yeah, what else are you going to do? You're going to sing it? You're going to ding 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 ding. I'm going to with a banjo. No, of course you're going to say, don't state the obvious. Of course you're going to tell me something. Just tell me. Don't tell me you're going to tell me something. Just say it. Yes, sir.
I have a habit of skipping videos 30 seconds automatically just to get past all that.
Yeah.
It never fails me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because oftentimes it's just too much. Don't ask for people to subscribe. Don't ask for people to like early on. Like, get right to the point. Immediately, boom, like the video starts and wow, we're talking. Like, you can go and watch in the Frenchies. We start talking immediately because what I want to do is I want to respect your time. And I know that you're coming there with a specific intent, and I'm going to deliver on that intent immediately. Okay? You want to write your scripts? You do. There's nobody that when we go and we shoot things, it may look like we're just talking off the cuff, but we actually talked about it and we wrote it down. You know, Colleen and I are talking, okay, what's the challenge, what's the issue? Because we know we want to do the 10 bakeries with the best street food in Paris, right? So we're going to go and shoot that. But then after that, we're talking. I said, okay, what's the challenge, what's the issue, what's the problem? There's too many boulangeries. I don't know which one to pick. Okay, great. Then we'll start with that. Right? So that's how we do it. And then we write it. Okay, how are you going to say it? Right? Sometimes I have to say it. So as you notice with Ottawa, I say things funny in English, right? So we're like, okay, I'm not going to try to say that word because it's not going to come out. Right? It's just not going to come out right. Right? So I don't say that. Then we go on camera and then we screw it up. We screw it up. Okay, oh crap, let's do that again. Okay, let's shoot it again and shoot it again until we get it right. And that's the intro. Right? But it's written. And rehearse. That's what we do. We rehearse. Tell me the thing. Okay, say it. Like, before we go behind the camera. So when the camera is rolling, because the moment the camera is on and the lights is on, you get tongue-tied. You get a I don't even remember my name. I'm like, seriously, you just wrote the damn thing. Like, just say it. But the camera is on and it's like 50% of your ability is just, you went brain dead on half your brain. And it's normal. It's everybody. Everybody gets like, oh my God, like the camera's on. My brother is funny with this. I shoot him and he's like, he gets all rigid like that. Oh, I'm going to tell you. I'm like, what happened to you? Dude, have a glass of wine, chill out. And he just goes into this very French, very proper. All right, I'm giving you a free copy of a script template. You can text me your email. So text me your email address to that number. It comes to me directly. You're not entered in a sweepstake. I will have your email address, haha. But I'm not spam and I don't have anything to sell. So, but I'll just have it. So one day I'll sell you something. I don't know when it will be there. That's the way for me to give it to you. So that's really the truth. So make sure it's your email address. Sometimes people say, please send me the template. I'm like, I need your email address. So just send me your email address at that text. That's all I need and I'm good to go. Okay? And then I'll send you a template that I use. Where's the template? This is this template right here that you have there. Right? This is actually the pop method and this is what I use and you can use that and it gives you some ideas and how I build how we build a video. All right, number 7, a myth and a bad habit. The first, oh, I'm starting to, my phone is buzzing. Like, I'm like, what's going on? You guys are already sending it to me. I swear to you, it's coming to me right here. That was you guys. That was quick, I like that. That we have the attention span of a goldfish. Who has heard that? You've heard that, right, from people. We have the attention span of a goldfish. Oh, there you go again.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, exactly, right? And that the video should be like 10 seconds because we don't have any attention span. The truth is, if it's boring, we'll watch 3 seconds. And if it's great, we'll watch 30 minutes. And if you don't believe me and you still say, no, we have the attention span of a goldfish, then explain that one to me. How is it that you'll watch content the entire weekend if you have the attention of a goldfish? You know what I'm talking about. Binge watching content. I binge watch content with Colleen. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, we got another episode. Let's do it, right? We got to know, right? What's going on? So like 2 to 3, okay, at 3 o'clock, okay, we got to go to bed, right? But we binge watch content. So it's really not that we have the attention span of a goldfish. It's like, if your stuff is boring, we're just going to disconnect. And then the second one is that we're going to shoot an advertisement, a commercial about my firm or anything. Now, the last time you were on YouTube and you searched for a video or you clicked on a video, then before your video rolled out, there was an ad. And at the bottom right-hand corner, there's the little skip ad. And you're there looking at it, 5, 4, 3, like you're diffusing a bomb, right? Like you will not give that ad 1 more second. What makes you think that people actually want to watch an ad? They don't. You don't. They don't. Nobody does, right? So it's not about creating an ad. Don't create an ad. The problem with video marketing is it can be intimidating. It can. I mean, there's no, and I know, like, you know, you put the camera and people get intimidated. And I know that. You just acknowledge that. It's intimidating. It is. But the truth is, this is what they want. If it was easy, like, there would be, that's actually the good news with video, that it's hard. It is hard. It's a good news. Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Do you know what I mean? It is not easy. There's nothing about YouTube that is easy in any way, shape, or form. None. It's time consuming, it's complicated, you're going to get punched in the head with disappointments and stuff, and you're going to have to dust it off and keep going, and it's hard. But I'm telling you, the rewards are amazing. Like I'm going to be able to, probably by the end of this year, being able to do that full time. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, you know, like that. So change is what you need to do is we need to change where they are, and we need to tell them what they want. So here's the formula for fast organic growth. Is a good video with decent content. That's the formula, right? That's the recipe. Let me move out of the way with my thing. A great thumbnail, a kick-ass thumbnail, a good video. Doesn't have to be amazing. It's a good video. A kick-ass thumbnail. Your thumbnail has to be amazing. If there's one thing that needs to be amazing, is your thumbnail. Because you're going to lose. It's like a leaky boat. You're eventually going to drown. You need to have amazing thumbnail because that's what people click on it. I call it a Netflix. I don't know if you've noticed that, but your Netflix account is different than your wife or your husband or your spouse or your partner. It's different. Why? Because they figured out that my wife, Colleen, is going to click on the woman, the romantic, mushy stuff. Same movie, and I get a different thumbnail. I have the guy in the car, you know, and she's got the woman that's like, oh, you know, like that. It's like the same freaking movie. You know, I'll get Tom Hanks, she get Meg Ryan. On the thumbnail. What did they figure it out? The clickability. That's it, right? Then a good title, and then watch your data. I gave you all the data to point. Watch what's going on, fix what's broken, and then rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. That's it. Allow yourself to suck. This was my first video, right, many years ago. You know, your first videos are not going to be great, and it's perfectly fine. You have my full authorization to create content that is not great, because it's going to be, I'd actually encourage you to have your first video a little bit. Don't look for perfection. I think it's much better than you do a video that is half-baked than not doing it at all. That's really, I much prefer that you do something. Like, do something. And if you're embarrassed about it, I didn't remove that one. That one is still available on my channel. I don't remember how many views it has, but like that. Allow yourself to suck and get shit. Excusez-moi. Get started now. Now. The fastest growing demographic on YouTube is age 45 to 65. We are coming on YouTube in a big way. What's actually really interesting, I recently said to my daughter, I posted something on Facebook. She's 20 years old. I recently posted something on Facebook. I don't know if you saw it. And then her answer was, Facebook, L.
Right.
I'm like, what do you mean L? She's like, well, Facebook is for old people. I was like, thanks for calling me old, by the way. But it's true. That's the reality. Facebook is for old people. So what happens is the youth picks up a platform, explodes it in terms of reach, and then we old people come in and take over eventually and ruin it. Right? But this is what happens. So they're on to TikTok now. So guess what? The next big platform is going to be 5 to 10 years that we're going to be on. Right now, I'm telling you, are you on TikTok? The vast majority of you are like, I'm not. You'll be on TikTok in 5 years. No question. Oh, I know you will be. It's recorded, so we can be able to watch it, and in 5 years from now, you're like, look at you on TikTok. Yeah. It's because that's how it evolves. So YouTube was, you know, stupid cat videos and dumb videos that our kids watch. What are you watching? Like my son is there in his room on his phone. He's watching. What are you watching? And he shows it to me. I'm like, how do people watch this stuff? Right? This is just stupid, but that's what he watched. But now they moved on to other thing, and we're coming on to YouTube right now. Right? And it's those are people that buy houses, buy and sell houses. All the folks, people that look like me, right? They can write a check and they're interested. That's why I'm saying nothing against TikTok. And it will have some reach, but not right now. Like if you don't get started, this is going to be your view. And on that note, thank you very much for your attention. 5:30 sharp. Thank you. All right, key takeaways before I release you. Key takeaway. Come on, I want to hear a couple of things. Let's do a brain imprint here. Key takeaway on YouTube or anything you've learned today.
Start now.
Start now. Yes, start now. Say again. Allow yourself to suck.
Thumbnail.
Thumbnails. Thumbnails is super important. Say again. Target market. Know your audience. What is it that they want? What is it that they like? You figure this out. It's just you're good looking enough to pull it off. I'm telling you. Seriously. All right? Thank you so much.